Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Look at Bloodforge. This is an upcoming, well probably it's actually out on the marketplace by the time this video goes up, but as of now, upcoming Xbox Live Arcade game. This is very much like early to mid 2000s style character action game. So you know, think about like a God of War or a... what was the other one I was thinking of recently? Like Garshasp the Monster Slayer, that kind of like God of War knockoff that came out on PC last year. Very much along those same lines. And I have to just confess something before we get into the game. I find this game extremely, you know, if not bad, mediocre. And, you know, if you have motion sickness, I might advise against watching this video. I personally have, you know, fairly bad motion sickness because I'm a huge fucking dweeb. And the camera in this game is one of the worst I've ever seen in my entire life for like inducing motion sickness. Like it just spins around all the time. When you're walking, it does this fucking like seasick up and down wobble that, I don't know, just churns my stomach. Like there have been other games that have done this to me, like just off the top of my head, the third Time Splitters game. I think it was Time Splitters Future Prefect or Future Perfect. But this one is possibly the worst. This might, I'm just gonna come out and say this might be the worst camera I've ever seen in a video game in my entire life. Well, we are going to get started here. Play Bloodforge. I will just continue the game, and I think I will be at a boss fight, which is actually, you know, gonna do the game a lot of favors, because the boss fight, this is only the first boss fight I've done, but it seems fairly strong compared to, you know, the rest of the game, which is entirely repetitive. So I'm fighting this big-ass demon here. I'm just gonna keep doing my dodging here with the left trigger. You can also do, like, light and heavy attacks with X and Y. And, of course, I wonder what this boss's weak point is. Maybe that huge fucking eye. Now, the way we are going to take him out, I believe, is we're going to wait for... Ah, goddammit. We're going to wait for, like, his hand to drop down, and then we're going to climb up his hand, and then bash him on the eye. At least that is my... When I first played this, I was like, this looks like a good moment for me to stop. We'll cover this in the video. Because everything else has just been like, tons of enemies on the screen, hit the X button, hit the Y button, doesn't really matter what combination. Okay, our camera like goes and focuses on it. Yep, there we go, we can climb up. My guess is that the people, you know, who made this game probably played a little bit of Shadow of the Colossus and maybe a little bit of God of War as well. And we just mash the A button as fast as we can. You can see it's like carnage, brutal. Alright, so that's gonna take off like 30% of his health. Would not be surprised if the boss entered into like a second phase right now. One positive thing I will say about this game so far, this is actually kind of like a not great time to be introducing the game because a boss fight is maybe a little bit of a slice of atypical gameplay. But, you know, graphically the game looks fairly good apart from the fact that the camera is, like, terrible. And, you know, it comes from, like, the Michael Bay school of thought where everything is, like, shake constantly. Fucking, the camera's not shaking, there must not be any action. When you're actually involved in, like, combat versus enemies, you'll probably see this right here. The camera zooms in and out, like, all on its own, and I can't tell what the hell is going on ever. Now, I'm just basically mashing X and Y here, and when you do it in certain combinations, you do certain cool things. I'm gonna try to not get hit by that, even though I did. Did that kill? No, it did not kill these guys. Again, I have no control over the camera right now. Like, I can move it using the, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Using the right analog stick, but it is very rarely convenient. Alright, now put your fucking hand down so we can progress here. Actually, I am probably gonna die. I don't have any healing. Alright, there we go. Thank you, camera, for focusing on this. We'll continue to run up your body. Never seen this in a character action game before. Now they're mixing it up. We gotta smash B instead of smashing A this time. Pretty exciting variations in gameplay. Go. He's very nearly dead, but I will probably die before we finish this boss fight. And if that is the case, maybe I'll try to, like... I don't have a better save where I can actually show off, like, the gameplay that's more indicative of what's going on in the game at large, as opposed to, like, this boss fight, which clearly more work went into than the rest of the game. And basically no idea what the hell's going on. I think he's throwing people at me. Yeah. There's just so much shit going on the screen, like I can't even tell what's going on. One thing I can do, just before I die here, just roll out of the way. God damn it, I'm trapped in between these guys. Alright, I died. We'll try the boss fight again. You can see there's lots of blood, because blood is cool, and if you have lots of blood in your video game, it's really cool. It makes it a cool video game. It's not an action game unless you can disembowel someone on camera, right? Ever since God of War basically, I'm not a shit-talking God of War either. God of War is a great game. But this is very much like, hey, God of War was awesome. Let's make God of War again. Anyway, let's see if we can actually get through this boss fight. Otherwise, it's just me, like, ranting at this asshole. Yes, I realize what his weak point is. We can shoot him like this with our crossbow. But that doesn't really do that much damage. You can also do, like, God attacks on him, which do a little bit of damage. So by using, like, right bumper, I can call Zeus the Thunder God to attack this guy right in his stupid eye, which actually might make things easier, honestly. Now I'm out of mana. I'm not going to explain the mechanics of that until we actually fight like some real people. Put your hand down, dickhead. I want to attack your butt. There we go, yes. Again, thank you. Basically, like, huge fuck me lights come up saying, like, hey, check out this hand. Whenever the camera points to something, it's like, oh, sorry, I'm hitting the wrong button. Gotta hit Y instead of X here. Brutal! Gorgasm! Okay. His eye is gonna be fucking furious. Yeah, shoot out some things like this. I don't really care. I'm just gonna continue dodging. I also feel like this game would really benefit from having some save points, like, within the boss fights. Because I will say that so far the game has been fairly difficult, in the sense that I don't really know what the fuck is going on, so precise combat is basically impossible. It's hard to play action games like this after you play Dark Souls, which had, like, such incredible, nuanced combat. And then you're playing a game like this, where it's like, hit X and Y, it doesn't really matter in what combinations. So, yeah, there's a good example of the camera pretty much obscuring everything of importance that I could possibly need to see. Again, where's the enemies? I don't know. Spin the camera around 360 degrees all the time. Every time I do a dodge, there we go. Again, like, straight out of God of War. Scripted kill cam, basically. Okay, destroy this guy. There we go. Camera will focus back on something of importance. Hopefully I'll be able to actually climb up this guy's arm. It looks like he's going to set that down soon. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. Big fuck me lights, climb up his arm. Do some attacking. There is a second phase to this boss fight as well, which I'm not happy about. But we'll have to get through it if we want to show off more of the game. And by show, I'm using show off very loosely, believe me. Alright, I think I have, destroyed his eye here, as you can tell. Story of the game so far is your typical, like, Onimusha character style action game, where he's like, our guy's name is Crom. He's like, Crom was a warrior. Then he fell asleep and his whole village got burned down. You gotta take revenge on this giant vagina eye thing that is really disgusting. Sarlacc pit-like. So I guess this guy's just climbing. I can just do some attacks right here on his chest. I can enter, like, berserker mode by hitting left and right bumper. Apparently not doing too much damage to him in berserker mode. But the way you enter, the mechanic that they use that kind of makes this game, I don't want to say unique, but a little different, is that when you kill your enemies, you get stronger by absorbing their blood. Thus the Bloodforge and all the blood you see and everything, every number in the game being caked with blood for whatever reason. So you can see as I'm, like, hitting him and he's bleeding more, I am filling up my Bloodforge meter there, but it's not really a Bloodforge meter. Get out of, I'm trapped in his fucking eye. Look at this, like, pathing. I literally cannot move. I'm trapped in between the folds of his fucking skin. Seriously? This fucking game, man. Okay. Watch out for these, like, sperm shots that this guy's doing. It's funny, like, before I recorded this video, I looked up reviews, because the embargo, I think, for this game expired earlier today. And every review from, like, a reputable website says that this game is a pile of dog shit. But every positive review of this game is from, like, Chartered Gaming, or, like, New Wave Gaming, like a site that I've never heard of before in my entire life that's like, yo, Bloodforge, if you like God of War, you will love Bloodforge. Like, apparently these reviewers are still, either they have very poor taste, oh god, I'm trapped in this fucking Sarlacc pit again. Either they have, like, very poor taste, or they're like, hey, we got a fucking promo code, this is a sick gig we got here, free games coming in, don't mess this up. Better give it at least a 7. But, again, not calling, like, IGN a reputable website, but I think they were more on the ball when they gave this game a 3 out of 10. Get out of the Sarlacc pit. He's almost dead. Maybe I can get to some actual, like, gameplay here. And you can see how bad the camera truly is, even when you're just standing still. Let's enter Berserker mode. Makes the screen black and white. It's pretty cool. He's gonna start like doing his climbing or crawling thing again. Yes, he is. Hopefully we can fucking kill him before this takes forever. Jesus Christ. It isn't even difficult. It's just repetitive as hell, which is, you know, a pretty good generalization of the game as a whole. Alright. Did I fucking kill you yet? You just swallow his own brain or something? I can't even tell what's going on. Alright, gross. Dude, that's so cool. Look at how gross that monster is. This game is awesome. So this crow is a god. You know, pretty standard stuff.
You don't do things by halves, do you?
He's dead.
He's obliterated.
That's where I'll find the Bloodforge.
Oh, that's where it was when I last left.
Also, fucking Crom shouts everything. Like, all his dialogue in the game is done in that Christian Bale Batman style. Like, where are they? And there's also, in like the first 20 seconds of the game, there's a big no where he finds his wife dead and he's like, no! And I was immediately like, alright, this game is not gonna be good, probably. I will say that, like, graphically it looks fairly nice. But it's one of the few, you know, genuine compliments I have about this game that isn't bathed in pure sarcasm. Another serious complaint, the loading times are fucking long, man. Like, you can sit here and time this, but compared to other XBLA games, compared to, like, on-disc games, the loading times in this are fucking incredible. It's like being back on the PlayStation 1. Or playing, like, you know, when you first load into, like, Grand Theft Auto 4 or something. Alright, so I guess we went through this lightning storm, and now we are in the Bloodforge. Now we'll probably see a little bit more of the, like, standard style of gameplay that is indicative of this game as a whole, where we're just, like, mashing X and Y and mowing down endless hordes of demons and zombies and whatnot.
If you trust nothing else, Crom, trust this. I will never lie to you.
Good.
Yeah, she sounds legit.
Then perhaps I will never have to kill you.
Look at this fucking writing and voice acting. It's so half-assed. Oh, man. Alright, so let's move. This is what I mean by this fucking camera. I am not touching, if you could, like, see me right now, my right hand is off the controller. This camera is just going up and down like I'm on the fucking RMS Titanic. I already had a headache when I started recording this video. And this is not making it any better. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a very pleasant experience when I hit stop on my HD PVR here.
When does A10 appear?
The portal requires a blood sacrifice to open.
So be it. Where is my opponent?
Well, there is no one else here, Crom.
You're here.
To provide answers. They would die with me.
Also, she's a god, so I'm pretty sure you couldn't just kill her right here. I mean, did you see her shapeshift?
Ask yourself.
Also, nice helmet, dude. Trying hard to think of what game that reminds me of, this character design. Alright. Oh man, this is a really touching moment. It must be pretty difficult to impale yourself on a sword of that size. I mean, like, this dude must have really long arms. Also, the game has been about probably 40% cutscenes so far. I'm maybe, you know, 45 minutes to an hour in. Shit is fucking long. Oh, great. And we're probably entering into like a 2-hour cutscene here. So I'm trying to like exact revenge on the gods who have burned down my village for reasons unknown to me. Exact revenge on the gods. That's a pretty new plot for a character-driven action game like this. Half expecting this guy to Fusro Da any minute now.
I know why you've come to me, Crom. You seek revenge for the deaths of your family.
In my dream I saw Ron. What have I done to incur his wrath?
Every god has a reason for their grudge.
Whatever his grudge, it is with me. What reason justifies the murder of innocents?
He shares your vision.
I haven't seen acting this bad since I did that review of Mortal Kombat Annihilation last year.
As do all the gods. They call you by one single
The lip syncing even is very terrible.
They fear you.
yet you do not.
I too have seen the vision, Kron. I know its ending.
Alright, so there's also, like, every time my character falls asleep, he has a dream, and this dream is, like, his prophecy of how he's going to kill... I feel bad for talking over that, because I feel like I just missed some laughably bad voice acting. But the prophecy is that I'm, like, gonna, like, destroy the father of the gods or something, and he is pissed off, you know, understandably, and he knows about this prophecy, so he's trying to hunt me down. In the meantime, though, I'm just gonna sleep here in the rain. You know, it's just nice, nice ambient noise. Makes it easier to sleep. It's like being in the womb again. Alright, please let me mash X and Y and attack some things. Seriously, so much of this game so far has been like, walk 10 feet, you find like a monument or an artifact, and then it's like, let me do like 10 minutes of exposition that you honestly could not care less about. Like, the story in this game is not good enough to warrant all these cutscenes. I just sit here bored out of my ass. Oh, but then the game... See? I walk 2 inches and this shit starts up again. Why am I even looking at this? Okay. And then the game starts up again and you're immediately like, oh right, the fucking camera. I hate this game. Alright. Here's what I mean. Seasick camera and just mashing X and Y. Like, what I was saying before is, like, after Dark Souls nuanced combat, it's really hard to get used to a game like this where it's all, like, entirely about brute force. Like, Dark Souls is about finesse and, like, learning the patterns of your enemies. This is just about, like, how fast can you hit X and Y? Can you remember combinations that give you a lot of points? And, you know, doesn't this shit look cool, man? You, like, totally decapitated that guy and crushed his skull. So I guess we're walking towards this Illuminati symbol here. I don't know. Inevitably, this is going to lead to, like, another 3-minute cutscene where they explain what the fuck is going on with this thing. Land of the Dead. It's, like, literally the font from Land of the Dead, the movie. Anyway, again. So, okay, let's go over what happened in the last 5 minutes. 30-second loading screen, 10 seconds of walking, 5-second cutscene, 2 seconds of walking, weird little cutscene where they showed us the altar, followed by 2 enemies, and then another cutscene. Never let anybody tell you that this game has any filler added to it. God forbid. So I don't know how much more I'm going to play. Maybe we'll move forward like one more section. Alright, here comes some enemies. Okay, this is a pretty standard area. They'll like block you off, and then they'll say, hey, you got to kill all these enemies before you can move on to the next section. So let's do like a little bit of dodging, a little bit of mashing Y, a little bit of mashing X, crush some skulls, you know? Bloodgasm! I have no problem with ultra violence. But it's gotta be like for a reason. There you go. And then it should give me like a rank when I finish here. A. I'm pretty good at this game. I'm not sure if you guys noticed. My abilities in pressing X and Y are unparalleled. This looks like I'm getting ready for another cutscene. Nope, we'll just walk into another area. More enemies spawn. Lots of variety to the gameplay here. Seriously, this is the kind of shit that I've seen like probably 80% of my gameplay so far has just been like waves and waves of enemies like this. That I don't even really know like who they are or why they're fighting. They're not interesting at all. Smash the button as fast as I can and kill them, usually without taking very much damage. And this is why when I read those reviews that are like, Bloodforge is the next great character action game, and I'm like, fuck you, shitgaming.tk. You don't deserve your press credentials. Did I kill? Is there like one dude left or something? Yeah, there he is. Now he's dead. I should get a rank. That feels like a C to me. Oh, never mind. We have one big boss in the area. And again, we're just going to take basically the same strategy with him, except we're going to try to dodge more often. Alright, so we'll enter Berserker mode. Then in Berserker mode, we can do like a special Berserker attack. Again, basically a quick time event here. Just smash the button as fast as you can. Fill up this bar. This allows you to take out big enemies very, very quickly. Apparently I didn't get as many points there as I should have. But I'm still cracking some skulls here. And again, camera making me like supremely nauseous. I'll murder this guy. Alright, good. Game over. Is it? Oh, it's one more fucking dude. This game needs parries or something. What's my rank here? A. Again. Pretty challenging. You know, I've pressed a lot of X's and Y's in my days, so I guess I did have some practice before leading up to this. But anyway, this has been Bloodforge. I guess we'll go back to the main menu before we exit. Oh my god, the fucking loading screen. Okay, well that wasn't so bad. This is probably, by the time this video goes up, now available on Xbox Live Arcade for the exorbitant price of $15. You know, like, I've been really hard on this game in the video. The reason I have been so hard on it is because it's completely mediocre. Like, it's unremarkable in every way except for its flaws. It does nothing well, and it doesn't do that much poorly, but the things it does poorly stand out because nothing is done well. And in particular, I'm not joking when I say that this camera gives me fucking motion sickness. Full disclosure, played about an hour of this game total, will never touch it again, simply because the camera makes me so nauseous every single time I play it. And there's no option in the options menu to, like, turn off stutter cam. That was one of the first things I looked for. This whole game is, like, directed by, like, if Michael Bay and the director of Cloverfield and Paranormal Activity had a baby somehow with the three of them. And it makes it really uncomfortable to play. Now, again, I kind of cut this game down. It's not awful. It's just, like, completely mediocre. And really, you know, you can't afford to be mediocre, unfortunately, this month on Xbox Live Arcade. I don't know why I said unfortunately there. It's a good thing. Like, there's so many good games that came out this month on Xbox Live Arcade at this price or under it. Like, you're thinking about buying this game, you got 1,200 extra points on your Xbox Live account, buy fucking Trials Evolution. That game is awesome. Buy Fez. That's only $10. Also awesome. Buy Skullgirls, which I hear is pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of options for you, even if you don't want to go too far back into the back catalog. Don't buy this, is basically what I'm saying here. But as always, thank you guys for watching. This has been Bloodforge. I'll see you next time.